A very warm welcome to all of you. You are watching News 9 Mediaverse and I'm Kartikeya Sharma and the show is On Point. Today we are going to talk about Ayodhya and its impact on India's politics. Ram Mandir was inaugurated on the 22nd, fulfilling a 500-year-long dream of the billion. The nation has been immersed in the fervour of Ram, as the deity is known as Balak Ram. Thousands of people today congregated and went to Ayodhya. Thousands of them. Thousands of people were in Ayodhya. In Ayodhya, a sea of humanity emerged. Rahul Gandhi, on the other hand, was in Assam for Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra, where he was accused, and then the chief minister said that there will be an FIR against you for disturbing the traffic and law and order, and used the same tape which we are showing you as an evidence. And he tweeted it on one of the workers and office bearers of the Congress party. So my question is, has Ram Mandir completely eclipsed Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra? Unlike the previous avatar, that's number one. Has Congress failed to understand the pulse of the people? Is Rahul Gandhi downplaying the magnitude of what has happened in Ayodhya and terming Pran Pratishtha merely as BJP's program? He also dismissed the possibility of a wave in BJP's favour because of Ram Temple's inauguration. Is he not understanding that the inauguration of temple is one thing, but the fact that 7,000 most powerful people were present there, and the leaders of opposition were trying to find out their own versions of Hindu Dharma? So is the Grand Old Party failing to grasp the pulse of the nation and engage with it? Does it want to be in its own splendid leftist isolation? Has the view of the Congress on Pran Pratishtha diluted its own stand on Hinduism? Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister when the Shilanyas happened. Govind Ballabh Pant was the Chief Minister in 49 when the idols were installed. Nehru was the Prime Minister. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister and there was no government in Uttar Pradesh. And for those 36 hours, the Chabutra was built. So how can Congress wash its hands off the entire issue and now call it a political spectacle which has been produced by the court? Or you say that, the judgment was bad and, we go against the judgment. So if the judgment has happened, why this distance? And pictures don't lie. I'll show you those photographs, and that photograph and the video will tell you the mood in Ayodhya. Before I go to my subject matter experts, I'll be joined by Anuradha Goyal, author, columnist, Desh Ratna Nigam, political analyst, Shyam Prasad Meka, Congress leader, and Anurag Naidu. But before that, let me play out the bite of the Prime Minister of this country, followed with the bite of Rahul Gandhi.
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। हमारे राम आ गए हैं। सदियों की प्रतीक्षा के बाद हमारे राम आ गए हैं। सदियों का अभूतपूर्व धैर्य, अनगिनत बलिदान, त्याग और तपस्या के बाद हमारे प्रभु राम आ गए हैं। कितना कुछ कहने को है, लेकिन कंठ अवरुद्ध है। मेरा शरीर अभी भी स्पंदित है, चित्त अभी भी उस पल में लीन है। हमारे रामलला अब टेंट में नहीं रहेंगे। हमारे रामलला अब इस दिव्य मंदिर में रहेंगे। मेरा पक्का विश्वास है, अपार श्रद्धा है कि जो घटित हुआ है, इसकी अनुभूति देश के, विश्व के कोने कोने में राम भक्तों को हो रही होगी। ये क्षण अलौकिक है, ये पल पवित्रतम है। ये माहौल, ये वातावरण, ये ऊर्जा, ये घड़ी प्रभु श्री राम का हम सब पर आशीर्वाद है।
कल अयोध्या में भव्य प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुई और मेगा शो हुआ वहां पर, और उसका जो एक असर है वो आप जब नौगांव से मोरीगांव के रास्ते में आपने भी देखा होगा, जगह जगह लोग जय श्री राम के नारे लगा रहे थे। ये जो राम लहर है, इसका मुकाबला करने का क्या प्लान है राहुल गांधी के पास, कांग्रेस?
नहीं, देखिए, ये ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है कि लहर है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। मैंने आपको उस दिन भी बताया, ये बीजेपी का एक पॉलिटिकल प्रोग्राम है। इसमें उन्होंने, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने वहाँ पे मतलब पूरा फंक्शन किया, शो किया, वो सब ठीक है, अच्छी बात है। मगर हमारी क्लैरिटी है, हमारा क्या प्रोग्राम है। हमने आपसे बोला पांच न्याय देश को मजबूत बनाने के लिए, ये हमारा प्लान है और ये हम आपके सामने रखेंगे।
So I'm joined by Anuradha Goyal, author and columnist in Desh Ratan Nigam, political analyst. Let me go across to Anuradha Goyal first. Anuradha, you can be dismissive of an issue, but if you casually treat your own politics by saying that it's just a political program, is Congress really failing to grasp the seriousness of what has happened on 22nd?
So, Kartikeya ji, I'm a traveler, and Rahul Gandhi ji has in recent past been in the shoes of a traveler. He's traveled across the country earlier, and he's again traveling across the country. To me, it is one of the biggest university that you can go to is travel around the country and learn firsthand what the people of the country want and how they live. Incidentally, yesterday when the Pran Pratishtha was going on, I was also on a road trip, and across the country, in the smallest of villages, I saw that the Pran Pratishtha is being celebrated locally as well as it was being celebrated in Ayodhya. Every temple was decorated for Pratishtha. Every temple, there was a yagna going on. There was a bhajan kirtan going on. There was a bhandara going on. There was absolute jubilation in the environment throughout the country, in the smallest possible. So if you can't read that mood, I don't know what can teach you. So if you're, I mean, I would say if you can't read the joy, the happiness, the santosh, as we say in Hindi, that the Jan Manas of this country has, because Shri Ram Lalla has now is now in a temple. He was always there. So I won't say he has come. He was always there. He was living in a tent, and now he has a proper temple for him.
Another, people can accuse us of discussing in the studio, but
yes,
these visuals don't lie.
Absolutely.
I'm putting them full frame. Things outside, the reality doesn't lie. Let us put these visuals full frame. These are the visuals of Ayodhya. Please don't go by the fact कि व्यवस्था ठीक थी या नहीं थी. मैं ये visuals केवल इसलिए दिखा रहा हूं कि आप देखिए कि कितने लोग थे. मैं सिर्फ ये visuals से दिखा रहा हूं, अयोध्या के visuals हैं. And they have come on their own when the VVIPs have left. I mean, so you can be saying this is religiosity, fanning of emotion, but then you can't discount people there, huh, Brijesh?
Kartikeya, I think, till yesterday you could have said
that, it's a political program. Till yesterday, if you would have said that, those 7,000 attendants might have attended it out of the fear or favor of the government. But today, this crowd, which
Look
is
at
of
this.
3.5 lakh people coming to Ayodhya on their own. And this is not the real story. This is not the full story. The full story is that there was more than 3 lakh more people waiting to enter, and the police had to lathi charge. The police had to stop the movement for 3 to 4 times to ensure that there is better management of crowd and on the temple this thing. So it's a very clear indicator that if the police allows, you will easily see 1 million plus devotees thronging the prangan of Ram temple. And if this is not an indication, I honestly don't know what is an indication of public mood.
I have also covered Ayodhya. I don't think I have seen so many people. I have not covered Car Seva, but I haven't seen anything like that in my 25 years of reporting. So many people in the city congregating like this. This is morning. These are morning visuals.
And it's nail biting cold. I mean, it's very cold. People are thronging there on the streets. It's not like, they are VIP so that they are given, special arrangement or something like that. And despite that, lakhs and lakhs of people are there. And this is when the authorities are clamping down and authorities are requesting people with folded hands that please don't come to Ayodhya. Please don't come to Ayodhya. Today, Yogi, the situation was such that the chief minister, Kartikeya, the chief minister, was forced to do an aerial survey to take stock of the situation on the ground. This was the fervor, this was the mood on the ground. And if the Prashashan doesn't allow, if the administration says that, that people can come, you can come for a normal visit or deco, I mean, the place won't be able to, have that many people in this smaller place.
Okay. Mr. Nigam, Rahul Gandhi has said it, so it is for him to defend whether it's a political program or not. But do you think that they failed to read the popular pulse, It's like something which Advani used to say, we need to break the splendid isolation. BJP used to say that in 80s. We need to break our splendid isolation. Do you think by doing this, Congress is getting into its own left splendid isolation?
Kartikeya, a politician is supposed to read between the lines. Here we have a politician who can't even read the headlines. And therefore, they have completely missed the essence of India, the soul of Bharat, which is Bhagwan Shri Ram. And this is certainly not about politics. Although the way we see Dharma should infuse politics of the righteousness and the sense of responsibilities and duties towards the nation and the people of this country. On the other hand, you have a person who has always lived in his ivory towers, disconnected from the people, the citizens of this country, suddenly getting up and starting his yatras. And his yatras are mostly in, those air-conditioned containers which we saw, getting down before a city, crisscrossing it and then moving on. So those are not the kind of yatras, and the opposition leaders with whom I have been on debate, they have clearly said this is not the yatra. The yatras that we did to connect the people. And on the other hand, you have a prime minister who has been a pracharak throughout his life, who has traveled length and breadth of this country unknown, understanding people, right from top to the bottom. And he has understood people and the pulse of the people, and he's connected to people. And Bhagwan Shri Ram, it was destined to happen. It was, some people recognized it, some people deliberately ignored it at their own cost of their political career or in future also. But the fact remains, the Congress is under the control of, I think, leftist, communist and so-called Maoist, and always standing with them. The people who think religion is the opium of masses, but always you will see the leftists shaking hands with the Islamists and the Christian missionaries in areas and causing a lot of trouble to the nation. And Congress today is not under the control of the real people. And Pramod Krishna is right so. They've become anti-Hindu while opposing Modi. And that is the crux of the whole problem. In India, you cannot be anti-Sanatani, anti-Hindu. The resurgence has taken place, and as Prime Minister clearly
Nigam
said,
I would phrase it differently. If anyone has read Vivekanand, Aurobindo, Tilak, Gokhale, I mean, you can't divide them in camps. Brijesh, you can't divide them in camps. These people cannot be divided in camps. They derive their strength from the sacred geography, sacred homeland. They derive their inspiration from the sacredness of the faith. True.
And that created the first catapult against the British. But I'll come to all of that after a short break. I'm also being joined by Shyam Prasad Meka, the Congress leader. We'll give him the chance as to why this time the traction in Rahul's rally is missing. Is BJP responding differently? Last time they just didn't fail to respond. Or the Yatra was organized from left in the Congress areas, so that is why they had it easy. Why is it functioning differently? But after a short break. So, Brijesh, is it because of the fact that this Rahul Gandhi's Yatra, we'll show you the visuals of Rahul Gandhi's Yatra, is it because it's taking place in areas which are not governed by Congress? Because last time it started from Kerala, left, so they had sort of an understanding. Ladai vadai hui, Kerala left leaders saying go to UP, why are you doing Yatra, we are on the same page. Then it went to Karnataka, and when it got the momentum, then it went to other areas. This time it started from all the BJP areas. Is it because of that, they have not been able to execute their plan, like they couldn't go to the temple, there's a complaint lodged against them?
Well, Kartikeya, I would see this thing like this, that irrespective of whichever area you start with, the kind of traction Rahul Gandhi has gotten since yesterday, when his entourage, he was not allowed to go to that temple. Or today also, when there was barricading all around, where he was supposed to enter the Guwahati city, and it was not allowed, and there was a fracas between the youth Congress leaders and the police in Assam. I think it is not going to be disadvantage Congress, because that kind of fracas, that kind of fight generates curiosity about the Yatra. So I think the first Yatra was for the reimagining the purpose, reimagining the person, and it was a very successful Yatra that way, that if you look at the kind of pejorative terms Rahul Gandhi was referred to before the Yatra and after the Yatra, he was started taking a lot more seriously. The second thing is that I would say rather that the Yatra found itself in middle of a program which completely overshadowed his Yatra. So I think the next 2-3 days the Yatra will keep on getting overshadowed, because the event which is happening in Ayodhya is too big an event to be ignored by anybody. People are not understanding that lakhs and lakhs of followers, lakhs and lakhs of Ram devotees have thronged Ayodhya. Situation has come to a level where we were just talking in the break that the roadways MD in Uttar Pradesh, the UP Roadways MD has cancelled all the buses leading to Ayodhya, because otherwise there will be too much of a public pressure right there in Ayodhya. The Chief Minister was forced to go to the place and instruct the officials, say please create a system so that people can come, have a darshan and go back. So you cannot orchestrate. You can orchestrate a public event, government event, that you can do. If you are in the power, both centers. You cannot orchestrate these many people to go there.
Pressure केवल यूपी रोडवेज पे भी नहीं है, घरों पे भी है कि अयोध्या जाना है.
Of course it is there. So that's what I'm saying.
From the house also.
So it is not like that Rahul Gandhi is facing problem in BJP ruled states in his Nyay Yatra, but the fact is that a parallel event is happening which is so big and behemoth that it is completely overshadowing what Rahul Gandhi is doing.
Okay, Mr. Meka, has Congress misread the situation, sir? Sir, can you unmute yourself? Mr. Meka, can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Hi, Kartikeya. See, before I joined, I was listening to you, our friend Brajesh, and Deshrathan Nigam. I can clearly see there is a deliberate attempt to try and compare Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra and the Ram Temple. I don't see any purpose in it. both are two different events. One is a religious event, which is expected to have a lot of people. It's a great moment, and lot many people want to go and visit Ayodhya. Say as simple as that. The other one is clearly a political event, a social event, a movement that is happening. So why do we want to cross compare both of them? Is one. I don't want you to answer. Okay, this is a metaphorical question for your viewers to understand. Second, what happened till yesterday for the last 3 weeks in this country and its media is clearly visible to the people. Oh yes, nobody is denying. See, you are showing pictures that there are so many people thronging it. Yes, of course, the country is full of Ram Bhakts. What is surprising in it? There's no surprise in it. Of course, people will go and visit Ayodhya Ram Temple after so much of struggle, so much of controversy. The temple has been built. Then where is the point of comparing that with Rahul Gandhi's Yatra? So somehow you are falling into the trap of the establishment. They are trying to make Ayodhya a political event and trying to pit that against Rahul Gandhi and Congress party, which they have failed utterly, miserably. Because I know lot of Ram Bhakts, they're happy about the temple. Lot of Ram Bhakts are fed up with the way this event is being politicized, fed up with the way it is being used for political propaganda, thinking that Hindus are both. This is wrong. Now, I see that you guys have fallen into this trap, and the entire narrative of your debate and its structure, the points you are being making, I can clearly say that I was really very, very furious when I see what kind of a narrative, what kind of a pitch you are setting. I was cursing myself. Why did I join this debate, allow myself to be used as a prop for your propaganda?
Mr. Meka, I mean, so you can feel that you are free to join the debate, sir. You are free to leave the debate. This is my point of view.
I will tell you. Okay. I told you my theory. I did not say I am leaving. See, Congress
आपने अभी बोला कि
Congress
आपने
people,
अभी बोला
wait.
कि मैं क्यों आ गया?
No, wait. Yeah, exactly. That's the thought you infused in my mind. Okay. So Congress party and Congress people are not going to back off. You are seeing a new Congress. This is Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi's Congress. Go try your harkate. We are not backing off. We will stand there and fight you.
ठीक है. You know, I in my debates at least, people get to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is no coercion in my show for people to stay, or people, you know, they can make their own, make their own decisions. We are all adults. Mr. Goyal, Anuradha, am I audible to you?
Yes.
So, madam, you know, I cut you short in the beginning because I wanted to go to Mr. Nigam. So, my question to you is that, ठीक है, one is something far bigger, much more civilizational, which is Ayodhya. Far bigger, civilizational. It cannot be compared with Yatra. But to say that Ayodhya is it's a political theatre, or you know, it's like a political show. Do you think that it's being underestimated? The event is being underestimated. Because if the opposition was not there, you look at the people who were there, 7,000 people. I mean, so that also reflects a part of the society. And they were not nobodies. They were not the crowds who, you know, came in trucks. I mean, these are the people who matter, from Mumbai to Chennai to Hyderabad to Calcutta to Delhi, everywhere.
So I think the 7,000 people kind of represented the country and the different segments of the society very well. And I will pick up from where I left last time. You know, yesterday, what you could see on TV and where all the cameras were focused was Ayodhya. But what I saw was that yesterday, whole of India was Ayodhya. The mood was same everywhere. So what you saw in Ayodhya was being replicated across the country in every home or in every mohalla, every city, every town. So if you are not able to read that, and if you want to not tell the people of India that you are a part of this jubilation, then you are sending a message, very, very clear message to the people. Why would anybody not, irrespective of whether you are a Hindu or a non-Hindu, if you are not celebrating this movement, you are sending a very, very strong message to the country and the world that where do you stand? I think it's a very, very clear. I think people's mood is very, very clear. This is what I tweeted yesterday, that the whole of India is Ayodhya today. There may be 7,000 people representing us in Ayodhya, but each of us was welcoming Sri Ram in our own way, celebrating. I was driving through, I saw diyas across the country. There were diyas outside every home, every shop, every bazaar, every gully. So if you can't judge this mood, if you can't judge this, a huge civilizational movement. I don't remember in my lifetime or any time after 1947, maybe people who saw 1947, they saw something like this, a collective euphoria of getting back the country. In our generations, we've not seen a collective joy and celebration like this ever.
Okay, I will make that as a precursor to the next and the last part of the debate. Is it the most important movement after independence, something which is defining India, something which is defining the concept of nationhood, something which was contested, debated in college, in politics, in Lok Sabha seats, has come to stay, a new consensus. A lot of authors have said it's like a second republic, but after a short break.
It was my 14th birthday.
On birthday, daughter waits
home missing father.
He was carrying a cake for his daughter.
49-year-old Birmingham-based
Indian diplomat vanishes.
He was grabbed and bundled into a car by 4 assailants.
KLA claims responsibility. Demands Kashmiri separatists.
Makbul Bhatt's release.
Goli maro, aur phek do.
And within 3 days, they shot him dead.
Abducted diplomat.
Found murdered in Leicestershire.
I said, who ordered to kill him? To me, he said, I ordered it.
And he never came home.
Stop searching. Start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT. News 9 Plus. Ahead of the curve.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है मनी 9। आजादी पैसे की। अभी डाउनलोड करें।
Bangalore traffic is an example of something that has gone wrong with our system.
We have more than 50 flyovers in Bangalore city. If flyover is a solution to traffic problem, Bangalore should not have traffic problem.
According to TomTom Traffic Index 2022, Bangalore is ranked as the second worst city in the world when it comes to traffic.
The speed limit at the ORR is 80 kilometers per hour, but our vehicle has only moved 10 kilometers per hour.
What Bangalore needs is a surgery, but what we have been offered repeatedly are band-aids.
Only on the world's first news OTT. News 9 Plus. Ahead of the curve.
how do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people? So coming to the last part of the debate, and the last part of the debate will be, is it as momentous or the most momentous event after India's independence? The Ram Temple, the Pran Pratishthan. Because if you read the speech of the Prime Minister, only a part of it is on the deity or the religion. 80% is about Rashtra, cultural identity, destiny, future of the country. Listen to the Prime Minister, then 2 more bites of Rahul Gandhi back to back as to what his political vision is, because he is the leader of the only national party which is there in this country today. And then we'll start the debate.
ये मंदिर मात्र एक देव मंदिर नहीं है, ये भारत की दृष्टि का, भारत के दर्शन का, भारत के दिग्दर्शन का मंदिर है। ये राम के रूप में राष्ट्र चेतना का मंदिर है। राम भारत की आस्था है, राम भारत का आधार है, राम भारत का विचार है, राम भारत का विधान है, राम भारत की चेतना है, राम भारत का चिंतन है, राम भारत की प्रतिष्ठा है, राम भारत का प्रताप है, राम प्रवाह है, राम प्रभाव है, राम नेति भी है, राम नीति भी है, राम नित्यता भी है, राम निरंतरता भी है, राम विभु है, विशद है, राम व्यापक है, विश्व है, विश्वात्मा है। और इसलिए जब राम की प्रतिष्ठा होती है तो उसका प्रभाव वर्षों या शताब्दियों तक ही नहीं होता, उसका प्रभाव हजारों वर्षों के लिए होता है।
मैं इंटिमिडेट नहीं होता हूं, कुछ भी करो, गाली दो, डिस्टर्ब करो, मारो पीटो, मैं इंटिमिडेट नहीं होता। मैं जो मेरी सच्चाई है उसके लिए मैं लड़ता हूं, और पूरी दुनिया दूसरी साइड खड़े हो जाए मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। जिस बात के लिए मैं लड़ता हूं, जिस विचारधारा के लिए मैं लड़ता हूं, एक बार मैंने मन बना लिया तो मैं इंटिमिडेट नहीं होता। मुझे लगता है कि बीजेपी का पिछले यात्रा का एक्सपीरियंस था कि वो यात्रा शुरू हुई कन्याकुमारी में, पहले उन्होंने कहा कि ये तो मतलब इसका कुछ असर नहीं पड़ेगा, और आस्ते 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 उसका असर बढ़ता गया, बढ़ता गया, बढ़ता गया, बढ़ता गया, और इवेंचुअली वो क्रेसेंडो बना जम्मू कश्मीर में जाके। अब इनकी थिंकिंग है कि इसको पहले ही डिसरप्ट करो, मगर प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि जब वो यात्रा को डिसरप्ट करते हैं, वो यात्रा की मदद करते हैं। तो मैं तो चाहता हूं, फ्रैंकली मैं आपको बोलूं, मैं तो चाहता हूं कि यात्रा को डिसरप्ट करें, कि हमें मतलब कॉलेजेस में जाने से रोकें। मैं कॉलेज में जाने से रोका, पूरा कॉलेज भरा गया, आपने देखा, पूरा कॉलेज भरा गया, हर स्टूडेंट ने मेरा वहां पे भाषण देखा। तो अगर हम कॉलेज में करते, वो कॉलेज के अंदर होता, इन्होंने डिसरप्ट किया, हमने बाहर किया, वो पूरे मतलब देश में चला गया। तो मैं तो बहुत खुश हूं, जितना करना है करिए, मजा आ रहा है, हमारे फायदा है।
Mr. Nagam, I'll come to you. My first question is this the most important and the momentous event after India's independence? And secondly, you know, when leaders groom themselves to be the Prime Minister, whether you look at, or the presidents, for example, like Tony Blair, Barack Obama, even an outlier like Donald Trump, which I don't want to discuss it here, you know, outlier, I really call him an outlier. I'm not a Donald Trump fan. Even Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Rajiv Gandhi, there's a sartorial style, you know, you position yourself in a way that you are expected that one day you lead the country. I mean, say, I have seen a lot of leaders But do you think that this casual approach of interacting with media on serious issues work? There are two different questions, Mr. Nigam. One is about the momentousness of 22nd, and second is about of projection.
Yes. Kartikeya, let me tell you, a lot of people in India think that this is a greater movement than 1947, being because there was only transfer of power. India continued to be governed in the name of the Queen at that point of time. The king, whoever was the head of the state in UK. And therefore, this is a civilizational continuity and reclamation of India's pride, which will launch India to the next level. As the Prime Minister clearly said, the beginning of a new time period, new Kal Khand. So in my opinion, this resurgence is you're seeing in the people of this country, each and every section of the country. Some politicians may be disappointed, but nobody can deny the momentous and humongous nature of the Pran Pratishtha of Bhagwan Shri Ram's. And therefore, it is very important to understand, nobody can undermine the significance. If any politician is trying to do, then it is at his own cost and peril, which is what is being seen by some of the politicians who rejected the invitation which came from the trust of the Ram Mandir, not from a political party. And that trust had humbly invited everybody. Those who accepted it were there. Those who didn't want to be, then probably they'll be sidelined to the margins of our political system. Hence, in my opinion, this particular event, which has happened once in a lifetime, and I'm so fortunate to have witnessed it, and I was quite emotional about it also at the same time. And if people are missing this point, missing the writing on the wall, not even the lines in a book or a newspaper, then certainly there's something wrong in their thinking, so something wrong in their highest level of leadership, and the ones who are in charge of a party. Then I believe there is a lot to learn from the events which are unfolding in India. And when you talk of the Yatras, the earlier one, after that they lost 2 states. They did gain Telangana, no doubt, but that was anti-incumbency of the existing government and the mistakes they made out there. The present one, they could have started from Arunachal Pradesh. They didn't because of the China's claim. And the earlier prime ministers, the Congress prime ministers never used to visit Arunachal Pradesh because of the China's claim and the relationship of the Congress party with the China. Therefore, these things are too manifest, too clear, not to be missed by the people of this country. And the casual approach that they have towards the entire, awakening of the Indian people is something which I'm still wondering. I mean, because you look at the behavior of the Congress leaders inside the parliament, and Rahul Gandhi vanishes immediately after he gives a speech. He's not even there to, listen to the other side. And then after the parliament, where is he? He's abroad most of the time when the crucial decisions are to be taken. That casualness is seeped and is seen through by the people of this country. Okay. That casual approach, we do require a serious approach and a constructive opposition for constructive suggestions and course corrections if there are any in the policies of the government and their implementation. None is coming from them. Those hyperboles, unemployment, this, that doesn't work. Come out with concrete suggestions. Then only you can be taken seriously. And that seriousness is not being seen by...
Okay. I think this requires Mr. Mecca to defend his own party. Mr. Mecca, do you agree with Mr. Nigam that the concreteness is missing?
No, I don't agree with Mr. Nigam. Okay, I have. First of all, I want to tell you, just before the break, Kartikeya, just think about it for yourself. Okay. Earlier, I took umbrage at you and the narrative. You were not happy. Okay, let me tell you. Just before the break, you were talking about Second Republic. What do you mean?
Okay, let me clarify. I don't want to interrupt you. No, let me clarify. You should know the context. You'll get the time. Mr. Mecca. No, Mr. Mecca. Mr. Mecca. You will get the time. Mr. Mecca. Mr. Mecca. No, viewers ko to dekhna hoga. Mr. Mecca. I said Second Republic. Yes, I said Second Republic.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Mecca, listen to me, then I'll give you the time. I interviewed Hindol Singh Gupta. Hindol Sengupta has written a book on political Hinduism. I interviewed him on Sunday. Hindol Sengupta has argued as an author in his own right use the word Second Republic. So that was the context. Now you speak. That was the context. Now you speak.
Okay. See, I haven't read Hindol Sengupta's book.
Now you speak. I'm not going to interrupt you.
Correct. I haven't read Hindol Sengupta's book, and I don't know the context, so I'm not going to judge about that. But in this debate, before the break, you said Second Republic, and after the break, you played Prime Minister's speech, where the Prime Minister is saying, okay, now I'm sticking my neck out. If required, let even my party take action on me. This is a matter of principle. Okay, the Prime Minister is saying Ram is the representative of the country. Ram is the encapsulation of the. See, I don't find fault with your Ram Bhakti. The country is defined and driven by the Constitution of India. Keep your Ram Bhakti, keep your any other Bhakti to your homes, to your temples, to your minds. Don't try and tamper with the Republic of India, then it will be very, very serious consequences. Don't think people, you can cajole people slowly into this mindset and try one day bring about fascism in this country. We are here to fight it tooth and nail. We are not backing up.
Okay.
This vicious attempt
you
is
said the
seen
Second
by
Republic,
people.
but you know, Second Republic was in France where fascism didn't find foothold. Second Republic, Third Republic, Fourth Republic is a definition by which you define the change in society. The constitution remains the same, and the only time constitution was amended by not Bharatiya Janata Party, sir. It was amended by Indira Gandhi during emergency. The word socialist and the word socialist and secular were inserted without debate in the preamble. The constitution remains the same. Second Republic is how you define the relationship of the state with society. Boliye aap. I will not want to stop you. I am not going to, like other channels, deny you time. You say what you want to. You will have it in my show.
No, I will tell you. See, First Republic, Second Republic, these words come when the basic values of the Constitution, core values are changed, when the society is changed. And you were mentioning about Indira Gandhi, including secularism and socialism, which was actually, in my opinion, probably unnecessary because our constitution is already secular and socialism without those words being in preamble. But my point is social, economic, and political justice, equality of opportunity and status, and fraternity. These are my constitutional values. Instead of that, if you want to bring about your Islamic values, your Ram values, your Christian values, or any other values, I will fight to save my republic. Anybody.
Okay, you made your point.
Can I come in?
Mr. Becker, you made your point. You made your point.
कोई भी ये values के
अरे सर वी आर इन अ स्टूडियो डिस्कशन यहाँ हम लोग थोड़ा यस टीवी स्टूडियो में सेकंड रिपब्लिक थोड़ा बन जाएगा सेकंड रिपब्लिक इज अ फ्रेज व्हिच डिफाइंस द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ स्टेट विद द सिविल सोसाइटी इट इज लाइकली टू से दैट द नेहरूवियन concept of lecite which is French secularism has been displaced by cultural nationalism. It's like a second republic. Yes, Mr. Nigam, you wanted to come in?
See, when we talk of republic, it is the rule of the people, by the people, of the people. People are at the center of the governance. Please understand that. And when you miss the pulse of the people of this country, you're missing the essence of governance in this country. And that is why you are on the sidelines. That is why you have to run around Yatras. And that is why you lost 2 states also after that big thing. And you also acknowledge the success of BJP in Jammu and Kashmir. The abrogation of 370, the peace that they brought in, and you could celebrate out there. These are acknowledgements by you. So BJP is on the right track. The governance is on the right track. Republic is very strong, intact. And Bhagwan Shri Ram is an embodiment of all those values which are enshrined in our constitution. Please understand that. Give me one value which is in our constitution, which Bhagwan Shri Ram does not represent. His photograph is also there in the constitution. You
Okay.
want to negate all those values. You want
okay.
to use English words to deny Bhagwan Rams, which we say in Hindi. The equality, fraternity, is making the country strong, defending the borders, punishing the people who do injustice. These are all values of Bhagwan Shri Ram. But you want to not to hear in Hindi, but you will use English phrases to deny all those values to Bhagwan Shri Ram. This is what exactly the Prime Minister said and talked about the great hope for this nation and the future of this nation. You probably missed the writing on the wall. I'm not talking about the lines also in a book. Such big writings on the wall, then you're trying to, promote something and the casualness. You are very serious. I hope your leader is equally serious like you.
See, Nigamji, see, you are trying to provoke me into saying what you actually wanted. But let me tell you, don't try to make it English versus Hindi. As long as we know what those words mean, right? You and I both know what each of those words, either in English or Hindi, means. See, I am happy with the republic that is represented and enshrined in the Constitution of India. Why are you bringing a different set of values, saying they represent the same values as that is in the Constitution? Why do we need to do that? We have a republic.
No, it is there.
We're happy
it
with
is
it.
There. Sir, it is there.
Sir,
I think the issue is what is wrong in using the word Second Republic. No. I think I have realized that I think Second Republic is the word which has irked. I'll call Hindol Sen Gupta and say, boss, what did you say? It has really irked my. What is the problem with the Second Republic?
See, there's no problem with the word Second Republic because it's a concept. It's not like you are trying to alter with the republic which you have. Second Republic is basically the relationship between the state and the people at large. And see, the point is that I understand Mr. Meka's apprehension, and it's all right. I mean, as a different political parties, you can have a different political views. People can think that this is the most epoch event in the history of India, independent or otherwise. I would not subscribe to the view. We all can have our views and articulate our thoughts on a given position. The fact is that yes, if you don't want to, we have a difference of opinion. You say that those 7,000 presents there are the representative of India. I would say no. They might come there out of their free will. They might come there to appease the government. But the journalist in me, when the next day when I see this kind of a huge crowd, massive crowd thronging, and the government has to cancel buses, trains to the spot to make sure that there is not overcrowding which might lead to some unfortunate incident, then it makes me sit back and think that when people are trying to analyze it as a politically managed event, can a politically managed event can see these many people thronging to the venue, especially in this incremental weathers? So I'm just saying that it's a question to analyze and understand rather than
what is my
attribute.
What is my understanding? I might be wrong. My understanding in the last couple of years has been that the Congress has not been successful in making inroads inside what we call the Hindutva vote, the basic vote. From 38% to 51% in some states, that basic vote remains. Congress has done well in those areas where regional parties have collapsed. They ate into the Devegowda's vote. They ate into the Chandrasekhar Rao's vote. South. Where they are in direct fight, the only state where they were able to do so was in Himachal Pradesh. A victory is a victory, well deserved, given to the Congress party, but difference was very, very minor. Very, very minor. And you had a third player, Aam Aadmi Party. So in future, I don't know how that state is going to behave. The vote can be split, the so-called non-BJP votes. That is the third thing. And lastly, I would say that when we talk about faith, it is not as if BJP is the custodian of faith. My question was, what has happened in the Congress that has become divorced from the faith? I mean to say, Indira Gandhi visiting Devra Baba, Anandamayi Ma. I mean, so all those things were saying. I mean, so why? This diversion from why has faith become a bad word when faith was so intrinsic to every political party, to every freedom fighter? Gandhi said Ram Rajya. That was also a politics of faith. Absolutely. So my faith versus your faith is a different thing. But before I end this show, I am dipping into what Prime Minister Narendra Modi is speaking on the eve of the Parakram Divas. Let's listen into him.
आप सभी को नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र की जन्म जयंती पर पराक्रम दिवस की बहुत बहुत बधाई। आजाद हिंद फौज के क्रांति वीरों के सामर्थ्य का साक्षी रहा ये लाल किला आज फिर नई ऊर्जा से जगमग उठा है। अमृतकाल के शुरुआती वर्ष पूरे देश में संकल्प से सिद्धि का उत्साह, ये पल वाकई अभूतपूर्व है। कल ही पूरा विश्व भारत की सांस्कृतिक चेतना के एक ऐतिहासिक पड़ाव का साक्षी बना है। भव्य राम मंदिर में प्राण प्रतिष्ठा की ऊर्जा को, उन भावनाओं को पूरे विश्व ने, पूरी मानवता ने अनुभव किया है। और आज हम नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस की जन्म जयंती का उत्सव मना रहे हैं। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में हमने देखा है कि जब से 23 जनवरी को पराक्रम दिवस घोषित किया गया, गणतंत्र दिवस का महापर्व 23 जनवरी से बापू की पुण्यतिथि 30 जनवरी तक चलता है। गणतंत्र के इस महापर्व में अब 22 जनवरी का आस्था का भी महापर्व जुड़ गया है। जनवरी महीने के ये अंतिम कुछ दिन हमारी आस्था, हमारी सांस्कृतिक चेतना, हमारे गणतंत्र और हमारी राष्ट्रभक्ति के लिए बहुत प्रेरक बन रहे हैं। मैं आप सभी को शुभकामनाएं देता हूं, बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, आज यहां नेताजी के जीवन को दर्शाने वाली प्रदर्शनी लगी है। कलाकारों ने एक ही कैनवस पर नेताजी के जीवन को चित्रित भी किया है। मैं इस प्रयास से जुड़े सभी कलाकारों की सराहना करता हूं। कुछ देर पहले मेरी राष्ट्रीय बाल पुरस्कार से पुरस्कृत युवा साथियों से भी बातचीत हुई है। इतनी कम उम्र में उनका हौसला, उनका हुनर अचंभित करने वाला है। भारत की युवा शक्ति से जितनी बार मिलने का अवसर मुझे मिलता है, विकसित भारत का मेरा विश्वास उतना ही मजबूत होता है। देश की ऐसी समर्थ अमृत पीढ़ी के लिए नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस बड़ा रोल मॉडल है। साथियों, आज पराक्रम दिवस पर लाल किले से भारत पर्व का भी आरंभ हो रहा है। अगले 9 दिनों में भारत पर्व में गणतंत्र दिवस की झांकियां, सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रमों के द्वारा देश की विविधता का प्रदर्शन किया जाएगा। भारत पर्व में सुभाष चंद्र बोस के आदर्शों का प्रतिबिंब है। ये पर्व है वोकल फॉर लोकल को अपनाने का। ये पर्व है पर्यटन को बढ़ावा देने का। ये पर्व है विविधता के सम्मान का। ये पर्व है एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत को नई ऊंचाई देने का। मैं सभी से आह्वान करूंगा कि हम सब इस पर्व से जुड़कर देश की डायवर्सिटीज को सेलिब्रेट करें। मेरे परिवारजनों, मैं वो दिन कभी भूल नहीं सकता जब आजाद हिंद फौज के 75 वर्ष होने पर मुझे इसी लाल किले पर तिरंगा फहराने का सौभाग्य मिला था। नेताजी का जीवन परिश्रम ही नहीं, पराक्रम की भी पराकाष्ठा है। नेताजी ने भारत की आजादी के लिए अपने सपनों, अपने आकांक्षाओं को तिलांजलि दे दी। वे चाहते तो अपने लिए एक अच्छा जीवन चुन सकते थे, लेकिन उन्होंने अपने सपनों को भारत के संकल्प के साथ जोड़ दिया। नेताजी देश के उन महान सपूतों में से एक थे जिन्होंने विदेशी शासन का सिर्फ विरोध ही नहीं किया, बल्कि भारतीय सभ्यता पर सवाल उठाने वालों को भी जवाब दिया। ये नेताजी जी थे जिन्होंने पूरी ताकत से मदर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी के रूप में भारत की पहचान को विश्व के सामने रखा। जब दुनिया में कुछ लोग भारत में लोकतंत्र के प्रति आशंकित थे, तब नेताजी ने उन्हें भारत के लोकतंत्र की उसके अतीत को याद दिलाया। नेताजी कहते थे कि डेमोक्रेसी ह्यूमन इंस्टीट्यूशन है और भारत के अलग अलग स्थानों में सैकड़ों वर्षों से ये व्यवस्था चली आ रही है। आज जब भारत लोकतंत्र की जननी की अपनी पहचान पर गर्व करने लगा है, तो ये नेताजी के विचारों को भी मजबूत करता है। साथियों, नेताजी जानते थे कि गुलामी सिर्फ शासन की नहीं होती है, बल्कि विचार और व्यवहार की भी होती है। इसलिए उन्होंने विशेष रूप से तब की युवा पीढ़ी में इसको लेकर चेतना पैदा करने का प्रयास किया। अगर आज के भारत में नेताजी होते तो वे युवा भारत में आई नई चेतना से कितने आनंदित होते, इसकी कल्पना की जा सकती है। आज भारत का युवा अपनी संस्कृति, अपने मूल्य, अपनी भारतीयता पर जिस प्रकार गर्व कर रहा है वह अभूतपूर्व है। हम किसी से कम नहीं, हमारा सामर्थ्य किसी से कम नहीं। ये आत्मविश्वास आज भारत के हर नौजवान में आया है। हम चांद पर वहां झंडा फहरा सकते हैं जहां कोई नहीं जा पाया। हम 15 लाख किलोमीटर की यात्रा करके सूर्य की तरफ गति करके वहां पहुंचे हैं, जिसके लिए हर भारतीय गर्व करता है। सूर्य हो या समंदर की गहराई, हमारे लिए किसी भी रहस्य तक पहुंचना मुश्किल नहीं है। हम दुनिया की शीर्ष 3 आर्थिक ताकतों में से एक बन सकते हैं। हमारे पास विश्व की चुनौतियों का समाधान देने का सामर्थ्य है। ये विश्वास, ये आत्मविश्वास आज भारत के युवाओं में दिख रहा है। भारत के युवाओं में आई ये जागृति विकसित भारत के निर्माण की ऊर्जा बन चुकी है। इसलिए आज भारत का युवा पंच प्राणों को आत्मसात कर रहा है। इसलिए आज भारत का युवा